Hello, my name is Emily, as you may or may not know, and today we are going to be talking about some of the worst exchanges on dating apps. And let's just say I fear that some of you need to stay single. I horrified. Dating apps can bring about a plethora of different things. Love, lust, someone who watches your Instagram story in the same way that a well-behaved child attends the zoo, just looking and not daring to actually interact with the beautiful creatures. It has brought about the honor of marriage and the dishonor of a situationship that causes damage to your mental and physical health. But thank God for today's sponsor, xoxo. Your health is important, but as it turns out, it can be hard to fit into your schedule. I know it was hard for me. It's very easy to just push your health to the side while you're caught up in a lot of other things, but thankfully with xoxo, they make it a lot easier to stay on top of your health. Being an adult, the responsibility of making a doctor's appointment falls upon moi and my own volition, which can be a little bit scary and a little bit overwhelming. But with xoxo, the process is easy, fast, and stress-free. I found a primary care provider through xoxo and booked her in no time, and when I showed up for the appointment, everything went so smoothly. I got my labs drawn and got to have an inside look at my health that I definitely would not have been able to get otherwise. Through the blood work I received, I realized that I need to start making some lifestyle changes, right? So I've been cutting out red meat, I've been trying to exercise more regularly, and cook more at home. And thanks to xoxo, I was kickstarted into making these changes earlier than if I were to have kept putting off a doctor's appointment. xoxo is a free website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and then click to instantly book an appointment. And xoxo isn't just for one type of care, okay? They have nearly 150,000 healthcare providers across nearly every specialty. From primary care to dental care to eye care to urgent care to mental health and more. It's the one-stop shop for all of your healthcare needs, and you don't need to call the doctor's office and be put on hold or anything. ZocDoc lets you do everything online. You can filter for doctors who take your insurance, who are located nearby, who are a good fit for any medical need that you may have, and are highly rated by verified patients. You can also see their actual appointment openings, which makes things so user-friendly, okay? All you need to do is choose a time that works for you and then click to instantly book an appointment. Plus, ZocDoc appointments, they happen fast, okay? Typically within 24 to 72 hours, and hey, some days, you can even score same-day appointments. You don't even have to talk to anyone, just book with a few clicks. Stop waiting, stop guessing, and start getting the care you need, okay? Go to ZocDoc.com/NotEvenEmily to instantly find and book a top-rated doctor today. Thank you so much to ZocDoc for sponsoring, and now back to the video. Anyways, like I was saying, I feel lucky that I have a Hinge success story, and my experience on dating apps, I've never had a really terrible interaction except for the times that, out of curiosity and what others might call poor judgment, I would turn my Tinder or my Hinge onto men for a little bit. Something is not right there. I genuinely feel sorry for strictly straight women and the good men who have to be represented by these other disgusting creatures who live among us. But sometimes with the dating apps, it does work out. So if you're kind of on the fence about re-downloading, maybe watch this video and just see how it affects the feng shui. You're very beautiful. Thank you. I'm well. I just got home from seeing the Barbie movie. The perfect excuse to buy pink platform heels. Did you see the movie? I did not yet. I bet you would look incredible in pink platform heels. I got some and wore them tonight. It was so fun. So what are you looking for on here? Want to go out? Oh, okay. Can I see a revealing full body pic? I mean, wow. What a message to receive before we even go on the first date. I mean, that's technically something that you should save for at least after the appetizers. After they put the breadbasket down on the table, that's when you can get out your phone, open your dating app, message the woman sitting directly across from you. Hi, would you mind going to the bathroom, stripping down naked, sending me a revealing full body pic? I will acknowledge that it was received, and then you can come back, sit down, and then we order entrees. That's the courteous way to do it. I mean, I think it's reasonable of me to ask for a revealing full body pic. It's only fair considering the fact that I sent you a dick pic and you didn't even have to ask for it. The way he's texting, it sounds like the way that spam bots reply to tweets. Or sometimes I will get so many spam messages from these like Instagram bots, and it will say stuff like, naked body now, please. You in the nude I want. Lovely, lovely girl. Show tit, please. Hi, sweetie, need you now. Now, besides the obvious grand finale of this exchange, something else I'm obsessed with is her asking, what are you looking for on here? And then he says, want to go out? So you really only partially answered my question. Feels like I'm talking to a politician where I ask you a straightforward question and you somehow manage not to fully answer. Drop the address. Redacted. On my way. Give me 20 minutes. Bruh, that's at the police department. What the fuck? So it seems like this person sent their suitor to the police department as a joke, but also on the other hand, what if she just really wanted to have a date there? Oh, when you said that you wanted to try out some bars, I thought you meant that we would be behind them. Fuck. Sorry. I thought that this would be a cute date because we also, in a way, just get matching orange pajamas. Also, I know that sometimes when you're inputting an address into Apple Maps, it doesn't always show what that location is, but a lot of the times for me, if I type in something like 17 Carter Avenue, it's gonna show up that it's a frozen yogurt shop. So when you input the address, it didn't show up that it was a police department like at all. Or maybe they were looking at their phone like, huh, Garrett Township Police Department. That's a weird name for a restaurant. You look at the menu, I wonder what they're serving. Oh, a life sentence. I'm sorry for that one. Sorry. Hey, Redacted. How are you doing tonight? Worse now. Take a hike, f***er. So let's go around the circle and talk about a hardship that we have had to overcome. I'll go first. For me, I found out that yesterday my father's dementia had worsened and he had gotten scammed and gave away our family's entire life savings to someone claiming to be Oprah. Well, my day was probably fucking worse because someone I matched with on a dating app messaged me. Fuck my life. That's hard. It's literally ruined my life for the next 45 minutes. God, I would take a dad with dementia and no money over my situation. Well, if I could trade with you, I would. I feel like some people just use dating apps as a way to torment or troll people because, say, if someone is approaching you nicely and you just don't really want to talk to them, ignore the message. Close the app. Donate to a charity. But this person literally went out of their way to say, your nice, courteous message on an app designed for communication has ruined my fucking night. It's ruined my night. It was supposed to be me and my wife's 5th wedding anniversary, and now I'm not in the mood. Hey, just wondering, why does your profile say you're 25 if you're 34? So I can match with younger women and not just 30-year-olds. Honestly, I guess I do have to give him credit for being honest and not coming up with some bullshit excuse like, well, I took a BuzzFeed quiz and they told me that my spiritual age is 25. Or my finger just slipped twice since both digits are wrong. Also, I love the shrug at the end like, yeah, I lie online so that I can attract younger women. That's an emoji you use when you're texting your friend about a situationship like, well, if he can swipe up on other people's stories, then so can I. Not, I'm only attracted to women with an underdeveloped frontal lobe. Oops. Also, there's a lot of women in their 20s who are very attracted to men in their 30s, for better or for worse, right? So I don't know if you've tried this, but you could also just tell the truth and be yourself. Or I guess you lying is being yourself, so maybe you could pretend to be someone who's honest. In a way, as a man, changing your age on a dating app from 25 to 34 is kind of just like changing your bear bait from honey to salmon for a cartoon bear. I don't know about a real bear. But the point is that someone out there will like it. Guess I haven't also put into if you are ugly, could be a different story for you, unfortunately. Being 34 and Dilfy is one thing. Being 34 and, like, unfortunately ugly is another thing. And this isn't to say that you can't be a good person, but yeah. I don't know. I think you should just stop lying online. Merry Christmas! Merry sexual Christmas! That's not weird at all, lol. You can unmatch me if you don't like it. Well, I guess it's good to just get that out of the way. This guy, Christmas caroling, we wish you a sexy Christmas, we wish you a sexy Christmas, we wish you a sexy Christmas and a horny new year. Merry sexual Christmas. Huh. Now that's really something. Christmas is one of the least sexy holidays in my opinion. I think if you can celebrate a holiday by going to church with your family, it's not really giving me a sexy, fun, flirty, horny vibe. You know, Christmas, it's right there with Easter. When we say he has risen, we're not talking about this he, we're talking about this he. And I don't know, maybe this guy was just trying to subtly insert his intentions into the conversation. Perhaps if this woman had said, good morning, he would have said, good boner morning. You know, oh, hey, how's your day going? Reverse cowgirl. Or perhaps for him, this is just how he celebrates Christmas. I hope he doesn't celebrate with family. Hey, hi, cool hair. Thank you. Sorry, I literally don't know how to talk to women. Best of luck with everything. And you know what? Yeah. I think a part of the reason why you might not know how to talk to women in this particular instance is because of this go girl, give us nothing ass conversation. Not a single question or like full sentence was executed on behalf of the conversation starter. Girl, are you here to like actually meet someone? Or are you here to just try and test yourself and see how little syllables it takes to push a conversation forward? If I were in your place, I wouldn't know how to speak to this person either. I think I just wouldn't. Granted, this exchange didn't really have any time to flourish, but when you are talking to someone like this, it can feel like you are either an investigator or a newly hired therapist, right? If I am asking you questions about your childhood unprompted, that's because I'm grasping for straws, okay? You know, it's like that joke where it's like, oh, that one friend who always has to fill the silence. And it's like, if there's more than 5 seconds of silence and this friend chimes in, just, what do we think about Buddhism? Also, I see that the initial messages were sent in September 2023, and then it skips to today where the person is talking about not being able to talk to women. How long did it take them to say this? If the prior texts have a timestamp that includes the year, something is telling me that there was a little bit of a hiatus in this riveting dialogue. Or, I don't know, maybe he's in therapy and his therapist has encouraged him to apologize to all the people that he has wronged, right? So he's just making his rounds. You know, to my boss, I apologize to the embezzlement. To the girl who I matched with on Bumble, I'm sorry, I literally don't know how to talk to women, okay? To my estranged mother who keeps trying to get in contact with me, I'm sorry, I literally don't know how to talk to women. Hey, glad we matched. Me too. You seem super chill. Tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do for work? Stuff like that is exactly why I don't do dating apps, LMAO. We don't even know anything about each other and you want the most personal details already. LOL. Next. What? I'm just trying to get to know a little bit about you. Your bio doesn't say much. You know what? How dare you? How dare you come onto here, say that you are glad that we matched, and then ask me a question, a very basic question. I ought to report you to the f***ing authorities. Oh wait, you're probably already working with them. Oh, what's your favorite color? What are you, a cop? The most likely scenario that's popping up into my head is that this guy is unemployed and he got really triggered by this question. It's basically the equivalent of asking, you know, oh, how's your boyfriend? And then it turns out that he cheated. Also, in what world is asking what you do for work considered a personal detail unless you're a hitman or working for the CIA, right? It's not like I'm asking you if you're circumcised or not, and if so, would you want the foreskin back? Okay? I'm not asking you for your social security number and what age you started masturbating. If knowing what you do for work is considered a personal detail, then I just want to know what exactly is on the table. It has to be the most just bare bones, Hey, so what is it like to have a nose, eyes, and mouth? What do you like to do on dates? As in, like, what activities do you like to do for dates? Sorry, this is completely giving that one clip from Love Island.
So what are your long-term goals?
Like, explain.
Your goals long-term.
Anyways, like, what activities do you like to do for dates? Coffee, museums, walk in the park, movie, etc.? None of these. LOL. So then what? Real dates. What do you consider a real date? If I have to tell, it isn't worth it. Right. Dates that have to be kept secret are the best kind. Of course, my lawyers would disagree. So while I understand what he's getting at, which is it's most likely sex, right? Based off of these messages, I'm sorry, how the hell are we gonna plan the date? So, what are we gonna do on the date? Now that's gotta be a secret between you and me. Yeah, but I don't know the secret. Ah, right. Can you at least tell me where to meet you? Stuff like this is exactly why I don't do dating apps, LMAO. We don't even know each other yet and you want the most personal detail. But really, like, what the hell am I supposed to reply to that? Like, okay, big boy, then I guess you don't have to tell me where our date is. I'll just kind of meander around for the next couple of days and hope that I run into you. Also, love the insinuation that a real date is just having sex when you first meet. All of these people, they're doing, coffee shops, museums, picnics. These people don't know what a real date is, okay? Missionary, no kissing. He planned the cutest date for me. I showed up to his house and he was wearing nothing but a condom and he didn't even ask me how my day was. I mean, you can definitely have sex with people that you just met, but I wouldn't call that a date. If you went to a Tinder hookup's house just for sex and then as you were leaving, maybe you kiss goodbye and you say, thanks for tonight. I had a lot of fun on our date. It would strike a fight or flight reaction into that other person. We matched before and I called you fat and it shattered your small ego. Then why would you match with me again? To remind you that you're still a fatty. Right. So, I don't have much to say about this other than I do hope this person rots in hell. I hope this person rots in hell to such a degree that the devil himself picks this person up and goes, oh, so that's what that smell was? And they throw you away like rotten tilapia. As a side note, I've noticed your profile says your relationship type is polyamory. What does that look like for you, if you don't mind me asking? Well, I always have two partners. Well, of course, they don't know about each other's. I don't know why I started doing a British accent. And is it two serious partners or just like a friends with benefits sort of situation? Serious partners. I see. Isn't that just cheating though, rather than polyamory? Yes, I am polyamorous. I engage in a subculture of polyamory called undisclosed, solo acknowledged polyamory. Basically, both of my partners think that I have a really demanding job that requires a lot of travel. But the only job I've ever been able to hold is that of a hand job. And of course, I was self-employed. It is so funny to me when people try to throw around the word poly to justify their cheating, because it's so clear that they have no idea how polyamory really works. Do you know how polyamory really works? It requires a level of communication that is physically exhausting. That's not how you cheat, okay? In poly relationships, you're laying out ground rules like you're creating a new religion. Cheating requires secrecy. Polyamory requires multiple meetings like you are in the White House post-January 6th. I also love the way they say this. I always have two partners. Well, of course, they don't know about each other's. Well, of course. And I'm just like, how long has he consistently always had two partners? Because depending on how old he is, depending on how long these relationships are, that's actually a little bit impressive. This person is leading a double life that only people who work for the government do. He needs to teach a seminar on dual monogamy. No, actually. We do not need that to be a widespread skill. I completely take back everything I just said. You look like my next best/worst decision. I think so too. Should we start making some bad choices together then? You hooked up with my mom. Who's your mom? Redacted and my friend redacted. That's awkward. So what are your plans tonight? The fact that even after all of this information was laid out, this person still asks, so what are your plans tonight? And then when this person opens up with, you look like my next best/worst decision, the response is, I think so too, even though this person is already aware that they had hooked up with their mom and friend. This is someone who really just does things for the plot, I guess. Now, although this is unlikely, imagine these two hit it off and they eventually become official. Introducing your partner to your mom? Well, he's already made a good or bad impression. And I'm not sure which one is better. Because, say he made a bad impression, your mom pulls you aside and tells you, listen, honey, that man has the weakest stroke game I have ever encountered, and I have been on this earth for decades longer than you. We cannot let a man like that into our home and disgrace our family name, right? However, say the impression was really good. She's going to be sitting at the dinner table thinking to herself, that was supposed to be your stepdaddy. Obviously, I think nothing really came of this interaction because, well, for me personally, I would prefer if my partner has not open mouth kissed my friends and mother. I don't think that I would want my mom to have seen my partner completely naked. You know, catching up during Thanksgiving, and then my mom goes, oh, hi, Steven. Is your left ball still lower than the right one? Hi, Redacted. How are you? Hi, Redacted. Good. Yourself? You have a PhD? I mulled right over that. What is it in? I don't actually, but I might as well. And here we go with that damn shrug. I'm one of those people who know a little bit about just about everything. My fields of expertise are insurance, finance, metal music, and Nordic mythology. Right. So just because you research things on the internet, that doesn't mean you have a PhD. Saying, well, I'm one of those people who kind of just knows a little bit about everything. Right. A PhD is when you know a lot about one thing. You shouldn't really have PhD in your bio just because there's a possibility that you would be decent at trivia. Also, I have never understood why people put things in their dating profiles that are just not true, especially checkable things. It's one thing to say, oh, I enjoy long walks on the beach, but you in real life hate sand, right? Or you hate sand. You don't hate sand. That would be messy. But if you're saying you're 6'3" when you're 5'11", baby, we can pull out the ruler. You say you have a PhD, but you don't, where's that diploma, right? Because if you had a PhD, your diploma would be hung on a wall somewhere like a deer head. And God forbid that this person or whoever else you match with actually has a PhD. Because people who have PhDs, you know, they wear it like a badge of pride and honor. That is their baby. That is their trip to Spain that they will constantly bring up, right? And that is entirely valid, right? If I had a PhD, bitch, I would be wearing it around my neck like a Tiffany necklace, and I would develop severe kyphosis. But if you match with someone who had an actual PhD and you were just like, yeah, I mean, I might as well have one. I know a bit about everything. They would be looking at their phone in such utter disgust, you would think that there were shit smeared on the screen. What kind of dog is that? It's one of the Yip Yap ones. Real specific answer. Actually, it's just a client's dog that was obsessed with me. Welp, you're useless. Realistically, if I did know the breed, what's your next move? How useful is that info really? You're gonna go buy one tomorrow? Well, if you're wondering, I thought it might be the same breed as my dead dog. Hope you feel bad now. Not really, hope it got hit by a car. What can I say? Love is in the air and the Yorkie is under a car. You know, back in the day, we used to properly court people. We used to send love letters and get to know our potential love interest in person, developing that strong emotional connection. And now we just message on dating apps to our potential romantic prospects, are you dumb or are you stupid? In a way, although it is rude, I have to give props to the person who said, not really, hope it got hit by a car. Because it's oddly refreshing to see someone not fall for guilt tripping. Because it's like, yeah, why are you trying to make me seem like the asshole? You were the asshole first. But now that you've presented the opportunity, asshole I shall be. This is just a prime example of when someone is being rude to you and they try to justify it with trauma. Like, yeah, sure, I might have called you a bitch unwarranted, but have you considered the fact that 6 years ago someone completely unrelated to you hurt my feelings? So first of all, I think there should be a new Tinder rule. Guys as fine as you gotta have more body pics. If more of you. This was single-handedly the best response I've ever gotten on here. Keep talking nice like that and you might get your wish. I'm down. You got Snap or Insta? Text? My fiance has my Snap password, so text is safer. Right, and we love a woman who takes safety precautions. But seriously, what's your problem? She's bringing up her fiance so casually as if it's a curfew or a nut allergy. I mean, I guess I'll say she's being very honest, but not with the right person, right? You know, babe, I was always honest about the affair. Yeah, with the other men, not me. Also, obviously, this is not the main wrongdoing here, but I find this very interesting. There should be a new Tinder rule. Guys as fine as you gotta take more body pics. So Tinder, if you're listening, people above a certain caliber of attractiveness required to put full frontal nudity on their profile. Ugly people, however, cannot post any pictures unless they are in a turtleneck and floor-length parka. And the thing about her opening message is that he loved it. He said, this is single-handedly the best response I have ever gotten on here, which is so funny because, I guess not to be that person, but God, if the roles were reversed, right? I'm not so sure. Can you imagine like a guy saying to a woman, God, you're so beautiful. Tinder has to make a new rule that you should be posting tits on here. So that's interesting. That's interesting. There is something there. There's something there gender-wise to unpack. Not gonna do it right now. Hey, Redacted, how was your weekend? Please like people within your means. Fuck off. Please like people within your means. Fuck off. Hello? Hello? I'm new to anime. What's your favorite? The one where you leave me the fuck alone. What the actual hell is going on here? It's starting to look like there's a pattern to me, right? Someone asks a nice, normal question on an app that is made to talk to people, and then the other person treats it like a slap in the face, foot up the rear. And you know, I expect people on the internet in general to act like this because, you know, there's a degree of anonymity with, you know, profile pictures and stuff like that. And even when you are directly replying to people in a very like rude antagonistic way, there's almost this aura of like you're performing for the other people on the app, or you want to like publicly prove someone wrong or gain the approval of others. But with this, I don't understand people who conduct themselves like they are a gold medalist in the rude Olympics, and it's in a one-on-one conversation where what exactly are you even gaining here? You're literally just being rude. And it's like you have your name, face, age attached, sometimes your place of work and stuff. I'm just like, why would you do that? You know, I feel like when people are being rude online, it almost feels like a schoolyard fight in a way where you have some of your peers around you and they're all going like, ooh, or something like that. But in these types of situations, this is what this is. Oh, hi. Eat shit, and die. Get out of my house. You invited me here. What do you enjoy the most about bodybuilding? Looking great. That's the best part for sure. Looking sexy for my woman. I like that as well. How long have you been working out? 16 years old. Wow, that's young. Yes. It must be difficult maintaining that kind of discipline. It is. I'd imagine you'd have a particular diet plan. I try to. So what do you usually do as a hobby besides the gym? I like a lot of things. Wow. This guy should be a writer. Short stories, obviously. Sorry, it's got cold again, so I'm putting this back on. But this conversation reminds me of the way that law enforcement talks to children who witnessed a crime scene. You know, just trying to dig into something that they don't even know what's going on. You know, like, hey buddy, bodybuilding is fun, right? Yeah. And, you know, what other things do you like to do? Go to the park? Do you ever see any strange men at the park? The first thing I thought of was, I wonder what this man is like sexting. I might need someone out there to take one for the team for research purposes. I feel like trying to engage in an erotic conversation with this guy would leave the women shaking. With frustration, of course. Oh my god, I can't wait until you get home. I'll be wearing that thing that you like. Do you like that? Yeah. What do you want to do to me? A lot. Okay. What are you picturing right now? Stuff. People who text like this in real life, you're gonna need to work on meeting people in person, right? Because texting, like, I don't want to have a texting conversation with someone where I feel like they are, you know, texting and driving and can only send simple messages or something. Want to go out Friday if you're free? I should be free. Let's go out. By the way, I stalked you on Instagram and off to you. Huh? Pardon? Although obviously this is a crazy thing to say, sometimes I do appreciate it. You just getting that out of the way. It's the same thing with the Merry Sexual Christmas, right? Let's just get this out of the way now. You know, if I'm about to go out with a guy who in his head he's thinking, God, I can't wait to look at her LinkedIn later and get blue balls. That is something I would want to know sooner rather than later. I'm just wondering, was this supposed to be charming? Was it supposed to be romantic? Or was it just supposed to be a passing comment because guys will whack off to anything? Maybe it's supposed to have the same tone of like, oh, I went on a walk today. You know, it's not a big deal because if there's a curvy enough squash in my kitchen, I could get off to that too. I'm just trying to make conversation. You're beautiful. You look great too. Thank you. May I be bold? You can, but don't be stupid. Oh no, not at all. Famous last words. I just wanted to guess your bust, if that's okay. And that is considered stupid. Oh, sorry. What is your way of being? Your occupation, for instance. I hope I've not scared you off. Hello? Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, what is wrong with you? First of all, why are we speaking like an AI chatbot that was set to the 1800s? May I be bold? I mean, I don't know, does this guy have an estimation kink or something? You know, if I can guess the size of your areola within a 50-inch radius, as a prize, could I get a revealing full body pic? Also asking, what is your way of being? Well, now I'm scared. I guess we'll just have to have a long Bumble courtship. I'm dating to be married, by the way. No hard feelings if that's not what you're after. Thank you for making that clear. I'm not at that point currently, so I will not waste your time. I do hope that you find someone soon. Yikes! No worries, I will. I'm 6'4", make over 100K a year. Goodbye, okay? You better hurry up, by the way. You're pushing that age limit. Right. You know, you really could have just gotten rid of the no hard feelings part at the beginning, and it would have made you look a little bit less like an idiot. Just a little. I don't know why it is so hard for some people to just take rejection and grace, right? Because it's a lot more, it's a little bit more eloquent let's just say. First of all, this is hardly even a rejection. You opened the door for her and then she decided to walk out and then you tried to slam said door on her fingers. What in the devil's hot hell is happening here? And then this guy starts sifting through the files, pulling out the numbers, yanking out the statistics, right? Yeah, you might be 6'4" and make over 100K, but yet here you are still on the same dating app as me, begging for attention. This reminds me of this one, like, it was like a TikTok or a tweet that I saw where someone was like, I got into a fight with my coworker the other day and he said, you know I have a degree from Yale, right? And yet here we are, both working at Dunkin' Donuts. Sounds good. Hey, beautiful. Hi, what's up? If I tell you, will you sit on it? And lo and behold, unbeknownst to her, he has an entire futon dangling from his ceiling. And with that, I think I'm done here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Dating apps can be great. They have definitely revolutionized the way that we approach romance. For better or for worse, let's just say, right? Like everything else in life, there's a pro and a con. This video, full of the cons. Full of the cons. This is like, I don't know, what's a place with a lot of cons? Maybe Wall Street in a way? I'm not really sure what goes on there. But anyways, hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Make sure to get some fresh air today, all right? And until next time.